Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
And hello and welcome to Season 7 of On the Bench, the podcast for scale modelers, by scale modelers, all about scale models, episode 155, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year as well. Before we get on with the show, I need to mention that this show is actually being brought to you this month by Jamie Stokes, who has become one of our latest Patreon supporters. You too can become a Patreon supporter. Simply go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month upwards. Your support helps us with all the back-end stuff for the show, hosting costs, production costs, etc., etc. And it's greatly appreciated by all of us here. All right, so first show of the new year. Let's kick it off. Let's hear from the boys. And of course, in the studio, I have got Ian.
G'day, Dave. G'day, Julian. G'day, listeners.
And Julian.
Good morning.
How are we, gentlemen?
Good.
2023, Season 7. How was your Christmas, gentlemen?
Yeah, nice and quiet. I dodged all my family responsibilities. It was great.
I did my family responsibility, and that was it. And then, the rest of the time, I've just been bag-assing around at home.
I had 3 days. I had Christmas Eve, where all the grandkids come over. So there was about 20 people here then. Then Christmas Day, over to Michelle's folks' place. There was about 8 of us there. And then Michelle does this thing on Boxing Day where she just makes a whole heap of pasta and everybody drops in. And there was about another 20 people dropped in for that.
Wow.
Oh, she loves that sort of thing though, doesn't she?
She does. I don't know.
Cooking for big groups of people, it's her thing.
It is her thing. But I got lucky. Santa brought me a lovely gift.
What'd you get, Dave?
I got an Anycube 3D printer, 4K.
Nice.
Ta-da. So I can start printing lots and lots of stuff off once I unbox it.
Yeah.
The actual building will go down.
Well, yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because remember, he doesn't do figures.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
So that when you take that away, there's a lot less out there to distract him.
Yes.
True, very true.
I'm only after real space stuff, so I'm very, very narrow and specific as to what I want.
I guess.
There you go.
But there are other things out there. Like you'd be able to print lots of like the guns and stuff on ships. Yeah, all the anti-aircraft emplacements.
Yeah, but you know what? There's companies out there that are priced well enough and do what's it called? Micro in New Zealand. What's that guy over there?
Yeah, that's true.
Microcraft Weather, and it's even though I've got a 3D printer, he is still priced well enough, and his subject is that good. I don't have to bother about stuffing around. I just buy it and ship it in.
Well, yeah, that would be the determining factor, right? Like if his files are better than what's publicly available, because you're not going to model that yourself.
No, exactly right.
But
the idea is to get stuff that I can't get anywhere else.
But there'll be things where it'd be easier and cheaper for you to print it yourself, just because. It'd be a situation where I don't really want to buy, because they'll do them in packs, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let's say there'll be 10 Bofors.
Yes.
In one pack.
Yep.
And you'd be that's not enough to do the entire ship.
Never do get
But I'll only need like one more from another set. So you're like, well, maybe I can get away with just buying one and then printing one, or just printing them all yourself, right?
Yeah, and
something like that.
And I'm not, the sharpest crow under the box, so I'm not going to be going and designing my own stuff or anything like that. This is just purely for, as I said, stuff that I can't get anywhere else, and people have already designed the STL file, and I'll just, buy that or download it, whatever you do, and then just bingo, bango.
Bingo, bango. Yeah, you may find like there are other things out there to interest you as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to sort of deep dive in like other people do, and print grab handles for the sides of turrets on tanks and all that sort of stuff, and there's
you would just do that in with wire anyway, wouldn't you?
But there's much. Well, for example, there's I follow a page on Facebook, and it's all about Australian Army armour. And there's some guys out there who are doing, printing like the bustle, what do you call the bustle?
Like the cage.
Bustle cage, yeah, for the backs of like the ASLABs and the tanks and all that.
Yep.
So they've already got the files there. So
you'd be printing like enhancements for models you already have, and maybe things like localization to make the existing kits Australian specific.
Yes, 100%. And the next thing I've got to figure out is I still haven't unboxed it yet, and I probably won't until I get back from my trip from overseas. Mm-hmm. So I've got to figure out where I'm going to put it, which is I think the garage at this point, rather than putting it in my build room because of the smell and the risk of any sort of spills onto the carpet. And plus it's darker in the garage as well.
The
only thing is,
most people put it in the garage.
The only thing is the garage limits me to when I can print, because I don't think you're supposed to print over above 30 degrees Celsius, so it gets pretty hot in the garage in summer. So that's all right. Well, yes.
I guess, but it would make more sense for you to I'm not sure how you would do it. You could probably just buy the insulation stuff, the silvery stuff, and just line the door with it, and that might be enough. I'll just wait until nothing's that urgent, and I'll need to sort of do it during summer. I just wait till the cooler months, and that's true.
Project then.
Oh, gee, Julian's had to print it for how long now?
Yes, yeah, I know. It's because I've got other things to do. I've got lots of things to do. I've got real life car things to do, and then I've got model car things. I can't. I don't know. I've just gone silly with car models. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. So I painted the Mitsubishi Galant.
Yes. How did that work out?
Yeah. It's okay. The green that I painted it with, and it's a nice green. It's a nice olive green from SMS.
Yep.
I'm sure it's not meant for cars, but it was the appropriate color, I feel. Yeah. Or close enough. But I think I went too wet in one spot, and it's reactivated like the primer layer a little bit and sort of merged the two a little bit. So when it came out a bit rough, I sort of went to rub it down with some 6000 grit.
Yeah.
Just to smooth it off before I did my clears and things like that. And in that one spot, it started going greyish, but not completely grey. So it's not like I'd burned through my green paint.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just repainted that part, and right now I'm going to be putting on decals. So I've got there's white stripe type decals that run down the side of the car.
Yep.
That are interrupted and stuff. It's a very muscle car.
Yes.
If you've seen things like the Plymouth stuff, and classic 70s striping. Speaking
of getaways, I found this fantastic show on the Turbo channel. It's called Getaway Driver, and it's got Michelle Rodriguez in it from Fast and Furious as the host. So what happens is it's got this 40-acre course set up. You bring your own car onto the course, and you've got to get through the exit before the two chaser cars get you.
Right.
And these chaser cars, they'll full on bump you and pitch you and everything to stop you. And these people are driving their own cars. Some of them are $60,000 worth of car, and the cars are getting totaled and wrecked, and it's an awesome show.
Right.
And the winner, you only get $2,000 if you win, and then there's a nighttime course. So if you win the daytime course, you go through the nighttime course.
All right.
In the nighttime course, there's only one exit and 3 chaser cars. So it gets harder. And you only win $5,000. And here you are risking a $60,000 car just to win $5,000.
Try explaining that to the insurance company.
Well, you wouldn't get insurance on these things anyway.
You would sign a waiver on that. Yeah.
But it's a great show. It's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. Like in addition to all these car models, I've gone down like a YouTube black hole, like car content creators, and YouTuber, semi-pro drifter type people,
And people
like,
used to write into us and say, "Oh, you don't do cars." Well, here's Julian, waving the flag for us.
Right. Yeah. So there's that. The other kit I got was the AE86 Toyota.
Yep.
And that thing, the front grille needs to be pulled out, so I'm not touching that for a little bit. I'm still working a bit on the Skyline.
Yep.
The old vintage Skyline. So I've got I filled up those weird gaps around the hood. Because of they make it so that you can cut it out, so you can put batteries in.
Yeah.
So I filled that. It went hard, and I've scribed it, and hopefully it'll be ready for primer within the next day or so.
What'd you fill it in with?
Spruger.
Okay. I've never had success with Spruger.
Well, this is it's good for where you have to scribe, because I wouldn't want to. I hate scribing through plastic, which is soft, and then super glue or putty, which is a bit crumbly sometimes. Mr. What you call it? What's his name?
Mr.
With the space shuttle thing. He scribes through that stuff.
Oh yeah, he does too.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's like made a pact with the devil or something like that.
he went down to the crossroads.
He's like, give me the ability to scribe through putty. I want it. I need it.
He just uses a needle.
Yeah, I know.
Like a regular sewing needle.
I can't remember his name. John something or other.
No, John
Chung or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. In any case, he I think he said he got like a scribing, like a proper scribing set for Christmas or something, but he's probably still hanging on to the needle.
Did you see the F18 he did, the Canadian one? Oh my giddy aunt.
Oh really?
Oh.
I think it was good, but I can't recall it from memory because my participation in Facebook isn't great these days, and I just tend to skim through when I'm not looking at other things. And so when I skim through, if things have to be pretty stand out for me to notice as I'm skimming through, because I'll sort of get bored within the first minute.
Just as a side note with Facebook, don't forget everybody that we have got our On Your Bench
the On Your
page
Bench thing
for everybody to sort of join up and.
I should go down there properly and have a look at them properly, because
you should
they're only getting interspersed with all the other stuff in my feed, right?
Oh, man.
And so I'll scroll through my feed, and unless someone has posted very recently, it won't show up there, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's Will Pattinson having a rant about something or other, or banning somebody, and some person posted a Spitfire. Okay, that's boring, and, and that's my Facebook experience at the moment.
And Facebook's driving me nuts at the moment with all the ads.
Yeah, man.
Ads
everywhere.
Me nuts. Anyway,
it's and half of these ads for me are car stuff, because I've got so much car stuff on the brain, and the algorithm knows. It says, "Yeah, I know you've been. I know."
Well, how come you're getting ads for cars? Because I'm getting ads for anti-aging cream for men. I'm serious, dude.
It's because you sit on the couch next to your wife and she's talking about anti-aging cream.
No, she doesn't. No. I'm getting anti-aging cream.
It probably just knows that you're of that age, right?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. You hit my age. I've got hairs growing out of places I didn't expect to have hairs growing out of. I've got eyebrows that are racing to the sky like a homesick angel.
Dave, this isn't that kind of podcast, all right?
I know, but I'm just telling you, get up.
You don't want to put the warning on it.
I've got aches that are coming up now when I get out of bed that I thought, what did I do the day before? Oh, all right. You wait, you young whippersnapper, until you hit north of... Well, south of 60. Okay. See what happens to you.
That's still a while off. In other news, I've been talking to a couple of friends that I have made in Japan.
Couple of friends he's got in Japan.
Specifically, a couple of friends I have in Japan. And I've sort of mostly nailed it down to... Because I'm basically... I wanted to go to Japan this year. And I made some sort of closer decisions about it, and it'll be around April, May, I reckon.
Okay.
Which is not great because, on the other hand, that's when everyone wants to go to Japan, March, April, May, because that's cherry blossom season. Everyone wants to go, take their photos with
their spring,
with the trees. Ooh, trees.
Yeah.
They're not plastic.
You just need to go to that big Gundam.
Like, I wouldn't mind. Well, see, the thing is, like the big Gundam is at the Gundam base as well. Gundam base is like Bandai's Gundam specific store, superstore. So you go in there and like every Gundam you can possibly imagine, as well as they do seasonal boxings and things. They do like special boxings that you can only buy by going there. And of course, some people buy these things and throw them up on the internet and put them on eBay and things.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of stuff happens.
So you're off to Japan in
April-ish,
April.
May. I've mostly given up on going to the Shizuoka show because they don't announce that thing until like a month away from when it's actually about to drop.
Yeah, then you got to scramble.
Yeah, I'm not going to scramble. That is not how I do holidays. No way. No. But that happens in May. But also, I think at the start of May, is I think they call it the All Japan Hobby Show or something. That's the one that they actually hold in Tokyo.
Mm.
Right.
So now I don't have to travel to some other city. So I'll just go around that time, and I'll go to that event.
Well, of course, we expect a full report while you're over there. We'll we'll call you up.
And you're going to go to one of those robot cafes.
Well, last I heard, the robot cafe, because a lot of things like cafes and pubs and things like that shut down during COVID, and they were replaced with other ones. And it went, and the robot cafe, robot restaurant or cafe or whatever it was, robot bar, doesn't exist anymore. But apparently it might be being reopened or something. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't matter. There's so many other places to go and see and things over there.
Well, as a podcast, we've got a really busy year for traveling then, because you're going to be in Japan spring, their spring. We've got our Model Expo in Melbourne, obviously, which is in July. Yep. June. I think it's June. Yep. We've got South Australia we've got to hit this year. Back to Canberra if it works out. And in September, October, we've got New Zealand as well. So we've got a very busy sort of year, and we're all scattering across the globe.
Well, I mean, it's post-COVID, right?
Yeah.
So everyone wants to jet about.
Mm. And, of course, I'm heading off in a couple of weeks overseas on my around the world. I'm catching up with some of the boys in Canada. So, Alan Muriel and all the other boys from up there. And
yes.
Should be good. Going to go to a pub somewhere.
Will we have another podcast between now and then?
Yes. So we'll have one that we'll record next week, which will be dropped a week after. And then we're going to be on a 4-week break. So, a bit of a rest.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Anywho,
it's an early rest in the year, isn't it?
It is. So we've got a lot. We've got a lot coming up this year. 4 model shows at least we're going to squeeze in.
It's going to be hard to maintain like the equally spaced episodic thing, won't it?
Oh, I might just drop specials.
Oh, specials.
Yeah, specials.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, so let's get on with the show. Shall we hear from what well, first of all, our topic for this episode is 2023 and what we're expecting to do personally throughout the year. But in the meantime, before we get to that, we have got some mail which is in, and let me read through. So David Waples, first of all, writes in, and he says, hi, Dave. I came across this company preparing slides for our ship club. David Waples right into doing ships, and he's an excellent modeler. And this is the company that does Greek naval subjects, and some, if not all, are actually 3D printed with minimal photo etch. And apparently they're doing kits in 1700, 1350, and 1200. But they also offer modern sail figures and everything from 1/48 scale, which is interesting, right down to 1/700 scale. The name of the company is HellenicShipModel.com. So www.HellenicShipModel.com. So HellenicShipModel.com. And the prices are quite reasonable. So a Minesweeper in 1/350 scale, for example, there, which is completely 3D printed, is about €68. And they've got some nice collection of specific stuff for the Greek Navy. So
Very interesting.
Thanks very much, mate, for letting us know about that. Dave Morris wrote in. Now, Dave Morris is the straight guy for for the mediocre modeler.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's the leash. It's like his handler, you know, it prevents him getting in too much trouble.
So anyway, Dave writes in, Dave, Ian and Julian, I'm Brad's best friend, Dave. Well, Brad might have a different view of that. I'm the one who dryly instigates and moderates the big outgoing personality. As in, Brad, stop hugging that stranger, let him go. Anyway, I just wanted to follow up on something that came up during the interview. First, as a medical professional, I want to be perfectly clear that at no time has an individual's private information been shared. I have shared the occasional story, like the one where two drunken guys showed up in the emergency having lost all 8 fingertips on both hands. Turns out they thought it'd be cool to trim a hedge by lifting a running lawnmower. True story. Booze and power tools. But enough of the disclaimers, he says. I'm a modelling toddler and I'm utterly grateful for all the help provided by your podcast. I've listened to every one of your episodes, even the early ones, and I've literally taken notes. Your recommendations led me to other podcasts, got me further into the hobby, and as I got connected with a local group, I ended up meeting Brad, who's become a great friend and a modelling mentor. But don't tell him I said so, because you'll get a big head. The things I've learned from you guys and from experienced modelers like Brad have sped up my development a ton, but I have a long way to go. I've attached some pictures of a build I did for the Modelling Miscreants Thanksgiving Weekend Build Challenge. It was my first ever attempt at natural metal, and although there were a lot of bumps along the way, I'm pretty much pleased how it came out. Nobody's getting closer than 4 feet to see this particular models, Dave. And yes, and it's a nice little picture of Japanese aircraft descents, and yeah, that's not bad at all.
Done a nice job on that one.
Yeah, I have, mate. Well done, and thanks for writing into us.
It's the Tamiya kit.
Oh, probably is. Yeah.
I think it looked a bit 72nd scale-ish to me.
Oh, did it?
I mean, it was on just at a glance, because it was on the green cutting mat and you got like the little grid, right?
Yeah, it could have been.
Tim Holland writes in, hi guys, listening to episode 154 and your letter regarding how to figure out modelling while in a hotel room pricked up my ears. My last job had me living out of a hotel room each week for about 3 years. Oh my God. And he's got on a blog where he describes the kit that he put together from items from Amazon, starting with a makeup box that he uses to carry all the stuff around. On that blog, he's also included photos of the setup, links to all the key elements, and also the key tools that he took with him, including a small light, extension cord, portable airbrush setup, and paints that all fit in this particular carry-on box, makeup box that he uses. It fits in my car easily enough, and it's a good sanity check for me while I'm out travelling and living away from home. My only other option was lots of alcohol and TV, or just surfing the net. Since I've cleaned it up a bit, it's actually reduced in weight, like removing duplicate tools that I don't regularly use during the build. This works so well that I now use this for my daily work at home. So when we get together for nerd night with the geeks, I just button it up and off I go. That's from Tim Holland, and the blog is called greenshirtmodeler.blog. So definitely pop along there, everybody, and have a read of that, and Tim's way of sort of modelling while he's out on the road. I still couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get the focus sitting in the hotel room doing it. Mind you, it came at the end of like a 12 or 14 hour day each day, so it makes it a bit difficult, I guess. You just want to have a beer and just sort of curl up in a ball and
Also, you have a very luxurious sort of modelling experience, I think, Dave.
What do you mean?
We've got a very nice room, and it's got all the amenities.
Except when Michelle loads it up, there's an overflow room for the rest of the stuff in the house. I've got about 20 cushions in there at the moment, which are driving me nuts.
20 cushions.
Yeah. I want my room back. Yeah. Paul Pendleton Brown writes in, G'day Davey and Julian. First off, congrats on reaching season 7, and I hope the start of 2023 is treating you all well and the New Year's hangovers have subsided to a tolerable level. I came across the following link, and it is worth the time to watch it all through, by the way, which is about the German company that has bought out Hella and re-releasing some old models, but collaborating with ICM and Kinetic to bring also some new reboxings along with an all-new series of moulds on their own. I hope you find it of interest. Even Will Patterson from the Sprue Cutters Union will have something to look forward to with a new Macy Ferguson tractor being released. Keep up the good work. Best wishes from Paul Pendleton Brown from Liverpool, UK.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like a good portion of the video, and it is because it is getting around. It's quite big news, I suppose. When I mean, because Hella were dead. They were basically dead.
Yep.
Well, unless you were a Frenchman, you really weren't interested, were you?
Yeah, and there's some.
Seriously, a lot of the aircraft kits that Hella produced, especially some of the pre-World War II French aircraft, they just hit so many times with the ugly stick.
I mean, like they have some car kits out there that are very French specific,
Yeah.
This will buy a Citroen.
Yeah.
But like it's sort of like if you wanted to do a certain car or something, there you're on the option, or a certain tank. A lot of French tanks. Yeah. And it's like, well, you got no option. But because they've been out of the game for so long, ICM started making French tanks, and now they have to go to ICM to rebox their kits. But mind you, they are putting out some of their own new material, so there is that to look forward to. And the CAD that they've shown for it does look pretty impressive.
What is the new thing?
I don't know, some modern-ish sort of plane with some folding wings or something like that. I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure the Falcon will inform us.
Yeah, he'll tell us. Yep. It's nothing I would actually buy, but I appreciate them for like pushing on and making new kits and things, because there'll be subjects that they cover that no one else will.
It's good to see another modelling company either risen from the ashes or sort of being revitalised. So it's only a good thing for the hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next letter comes in from Mark Napier, who is the secretary for the Australian Capital Territory Scale Modelling Society. And he writes in, Hi team, please find attached a thank you letter for your generous support of Scale ACT Model Show. Looking forward to working with you in 2023 in our new venue. Hope you have a great Christmas and a happy new year. And we had a great time there, and we're so looking forward to getting up there again next year. So, this year, I should say. 2023 now. Oh, jeez. Next, Daniel Hensley writes in, Hi guys, my name's Daniel, and this is the first message I've ever sent from Facebook. Honestly, only been on Facebook since December 25, 2022.
Wow.
Always
like a week ago.
Always avoided it, but my wife helped me set up the Facebook so I can keep up with your podcast online and not just listen. I do follow other modelling stuff, but you guys, why I'm on Facebook now? Oh, sorry about that, Daniel. I've only been modelling for about a year and a half, but I am seriously addicted. I've listened to all your shows and enjoy going back and listening to the older shows again. Being new to the hobby, I hear things that I didn't really understand the first time, and it helps me to improve every time. I work for the Postal Service, so I get to listen to the podcast all day. I keep a file on my phone so that I can stop and record the tips that I hear and look back on them later on. I enjoy building 135th scale World War II tanks, 148 scale World War II aircraft, sometimes some modern jets and classic muscle cars. Keep up the good work, guys. Being new to modelling, I was so worried about how mine looked that I was what I was doing, but listening to you guys have made me more confident in my builds and showing picks occasionally. I have a lot to learn and a long way to go, but I'm learning more with each build. My closest hobby shop is an hour and a half drive from me, and that is the only club around as well. Thank you for being my substitute club and the mentors to the hobby that has helped me in many ways. Keep up the good work, fellas. And in regards to, being worried about showing your, stuff online, don't be afraid.
We were all there once before.
Absolutely.
Mind you, when Dave and I first started, there wasn't internet.
There was?
There wasn't.
Oh, there wasn't.
There wasn't internet when we first started.
Well, when I started as a kid, there was no internet. Or maybe there was, but it was crap. It was really crap, You dial-up modems and things.
Next email comes from Nathan Hunt. G'day, benchers. This is my New Year's resolution. I've decided to finally start on a model kit after 15 years away from the hobby. Well done. A couple of my friends on Facebook from the United States have been asking me whenever I'm going to start a kit so they can see what I can do. So after a quick chat to my friend wishing him a Happy New Year, he suggested if I was interested in a group build, as I told him what my New Year's resolution was. So it got suggested to do a Tamiya 148 scale P47D Razorback.
Nice.
As I've been eyeing off that kit in my stash, and since it's an excellent kit to build and hopefully get me back into the hobby again. My little dilemma, however, is that I feel that I'm feeling a little apprehensive about starting again because I've had very, very little experience in using an airbrush. I actually own a cheap Runway 13 airbrush and the compressor. I'm just afraid that it won't do a great paint job and do it justice. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much, gents. Nathan.
We used Runway 13 airbrushes for a long time.
Yeah.
I still have one.
Yeah.
I still use it.
They're just an Iwata knockoff to mine.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice that if you own an Iwata, you'll notice the difference between an Iwata and the Runway 13 ones. And basically, you can treat a Runway 13 airbrush very roughly, and it'll take a beating. Yeah, because I mean, you don't have to worry about it too much. It's not that big of a it's not as expensive, and the tolerances are looser and things like that. It'll shoot paint just fine. Like it'll do you a lot of. It's not a cheap Chinese airbrush.
No.
It's an intermediate.
Yeah.
And
I've painted a few car kits with my Runway 13, and I hope I do a great job.
Yeah. Look, don't worry about your airbrush. It'll be fine, especially since this is your first time getting back into the hobby. That's ideal. You're going in pretty ideal.
Nathan, what I would suggest, is that, because he says there that he's worried about the, doing it justice for his Razorback. Why not buy just a cheap, Airfix 72nd scale kit and use it as a paint mule to start practicing on?
I probably wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Because practice is not really practice unless you're doing it with the risk of failure behind it. It's like you can go and practice on driving around a parking lot, right?
Yeah.
But it's no substitute for learning to drive on the street. You have to learn to drive on you learn to drive on the street by driving on the street. That's the way I sort of look at it. It's like when you spray into on cardboard or when you spray on paper, that doesn't actually do anything for you.
I agree 100%. I agree 100% with spraying on cardboard and that sort of stuff. I'm a firm believer if you want to test something to have an actual model kit to test it on.
Yeah.
But not necessarily the kit that you're building at the time. Have the paint mule sitting there. I've got a Airfix 172nd scale Skyhawk, which is a paint mule, and I'll pull it out from time to time and try different techniques on it to see if it works. And if it works, or even if I'm using a new paint or a new thinner or a new wash or something like that,
right? Yeah,
I'll test it on that first before I test it on the first time on the actual kit I'm building.
But there's a big difference between you who's already experienced in spraying and someone who's sort of getting into spraying the first time around.
I think Nathan should try it on a mule.
Yeah, if he wants to try it on the mule, he's free to do so, and I'm sure he'll get a little bit out of it.
I think he'll get a lot out of it.
But I think you'll
because airbrushes are pretty quick. You pick them up pretty quick.
Yeah.
How to use them. You learn pretty quick.
I didn't learn very quick. No. Like, I had to, like, buy, like, a Runway 13 airbrush instead of the cheapo Chinese ones that I had when I first started, before I sort of got onto the right track and knew where I had to go. I was, you know, I think we mentioned this on the podcast, like last episode or whatever it was when we had Dr. Strangebrush on, but you know, I'm like, I didn't know. I was like, oh, am I using too much pressure? Am I not using enough pressure? Am I thinning this enough? Is it this paint? Maybe it's the wrong kind of paint. Maybe this paint's no good. I was wandering around in that, you know, desert landscape for a while. Very confusing time.
Well, good luck, Nathan, and let us know how you go.
Yeah. P47 is a great subject.
Yeah. I've got the P47D as well. In fact, I built it for the 48-hour challenge.
Did you finish it?
No.
Well,
Well, I stuffed it up because I get a big thumbprint on it, and I've got to rub it back to bare plastic. And anyway, that's another story. Good luck, Nathan. That's why you have a paint mule to do all those stupid mistakes. If you want to write into us, we love getting emails from you. Just send us an email to onthebench64@gmail.com, and we'll read it out. And you could ask any questions that you want. We're going to have a quick break before we hear from the Falcon and what he's got to say for the new year. So we'll be back very shortly. The Scale Model Supply. Certified Australian made, the Scale Model Supply has a comprehensive range of premium acrylic lacquer paints that have been specifically developed to cater to the scale modeler. Designed to use straight from the bottle, SMS paints have taken all the guesswork out of airbrushing. Simply shake, pour and spray for a fast drying and extremely durable result. But wait, there's more. SMS have just released the new water-based range, Infinite Colour. It is the ideal paint for anyone who is into miniature painting. And with 48 colours that can be mixed to create any colour you want, the possibilities are, well, infinite. The ever-growing range of SMS paints will suit all types of model builders, be it military, aircraft, train, car, science fiction, or even Gunpla. SMS paints will have a colour to suit you. Available now through selected stockists worldwide and online at www.scalemodeler.com.au. Okay, we're back and we've got news for the new year from the Falcon, who writes in, hello and happy new year to the OTB crew and listeners. There is quite a lot to talk about, so let's get on with it. Aircraft news. Revell will be releasing a 1/32nd scale Gloster Meteor Mark III in October 2023. The first edition boxing will include special packaging and photo etch parts in addition to the 400 plastic parts. Recommended retail price is a whopping £145.99. Jeez,
That's expensive, man.
That's about $300 Aussie.
Mind you, that would be a big plane.
No word yet on what the special packaging is exactly, but unless it's 100 grams of cocaine, I think we are being ripped off. Rodin are about to release the late version of their 1/32nd scale SPAD 13C. It has markings for 3 aircraft, 2 US Frank Luke and Eddie Rickenbacker, and 1 French Charles Nungesson. Note to Rodin, this is the SPAD 13 we are looking for. Copper State models have opened pre-orders for the new 32nd scale Bristol Scout. So are you going to say something, Julie?
No. I was thinking about the SPAD. The SPAD sounds cool.
Yeah. Ed White have shown CAD renders for the forthcoming 72nd scale Messerschmitt ME 109 F2. The first in the family, covering the F, G and K 109s. The 109F is due in mid-2023. From Kinetic, they've announced a 148 scale kit of the Canadair CT 114 Tudor. Renders are looking good. It was rumoured early Joycraft are also working on a 148 scale Tudor. To clear up any speculation, the two projects are unconnected. Our Canadian friends are going to be really excited about that, of course. After the Kinetic announcement, it wasn't clear if Joycraft were actually going to go ahead with a Tudor, so we'll have to just stand by and see whether that in fact is going to happen. Hobby 2000 are ploughing ahead with their reboxings. The ex-Cyber Hobby 132nd scale ME110D and E and ex-Hasegawa 72nd scale Brewster F2A-1/2 are next on the schedule, apparently. There are limited editions, so if you're interested, don't wait too long before you grab one. Armour Hobbies 148 scale Hawker Hurricane 2D is slated for release in the first quarter of 2023. There'll be 3 marking options and a mask set for the canopy and the wheels. Armour plan to follow up with a tropical version and then do a Sea Hurricane 2C, which will be out in 2023. A&A Models will follow up with their 72nd scale Mirage 4A with a Mirage 4P with an AMSP missile. Great news for those of you who like building the Mirages. And Models Fit have announced a 72nd scale kit of the Mirage G801 and 02, which should be out in 2023. Dora Wings have shown a fully finished test build of their 48 scale Volti Vanguard. The release of the kit looks to be imminent. Dora Wings have also shown sprue shots of their 48 scale Republic P47B/C. Looks good, but sadly you only have the option of a closed canopy. This will be released in 2023, but likely after the Vanguard hits the markets. By the way, work continues on their 48 scale Moran Solitaire. Thank you, the MS406, but it's been delayed greatly by the war in Ukraine. Kinetic Models have a new boxing of their 148 scale Northrop F5. It's the RF-5A Reconnaissance Freedom Fighter. Marking is going to be for the Greek Air Force, Royal Norwegian Air Force, and 2 Spanish Air Force examples. CAD renders of the 32nd scale Orado AR-96 Avia C2 and a family of 148 scale Brigitte 14 variants were posted in the Plastikiv Modellari Facebook page. They were attributed to Fly Models. Since then, Fly Models have posted on their own website confirming the Brigitte 14, but nothing so far about the Orado. There are suggestions that we might see the Brigitte 14 in 32nd scale. This is yet to be confirmed. That would make sense, as the 32nd scale seems to be the preferred scale for World War II aircraft.
World War I aircraft.
I beg your pardon, World War I aircraft. Thank you. Scale Models are to release 2 boxings.
Sword.
Oh, what did I say? Okay. Sword Models to release 2 boxings of the new tool 72nd scale Republic F-84F Thunderstreak. The first boxings has options for US, Italians and Netherlands Air Forces, and the second boxing has marking options for French, German, US and Belgian Air Forces. As we mentioned before, Hella isn't dead. They've just announced they're going to be doing an all-new 72nd scale kit of the E2C Hawkeye. CAD renders have showed a folded wing, and marking options are going to be for US, Japan and France. Hella will also release, or the new company that's running as Hella, will also release a 48 scale F-16 Dark Falcon in Belgian markings. And they said it was a new tool in 2022, so it may be a rebox of a new Kinetic F-16. Who knows? ICM have published their 2023 catalogue, and it contains good news and bad news. The bad news, the much anticipated 48 scale Mitsubishi Ki-21 kits have been delayed a full year through until the end of 2023. The consolation is that both the Ki-21-1A and the Ki-21-1B will be released in close succession. On to the good news. In 2023, we will get new toolings of a 32nd scale Henschel HS123A, a 72nd scale North American OV-10A, a 72nd scale North American OV-10D Plus, a 72nd scale MiG 23ML Flogger G, which is held over from 2022, a 48 scale twin engine Gotha GO242B, and drumroll please, a 148 scale Martin B26B Marauder. Yes, you heard it right. We are finally getting a modern 48 scale kit of a Marauder. ICM have just made a whole lot of modelers a whole lot happy, that's for sure. That's the end of the completely new stuff from ICM, but there are several variants of previous releases that are also coming as well. These include a 48 scale X Special Hobby AH-1G Cobra, known as an Arctic Cobra, a 148 scale Beaufort Mark I of the British Dominions Air Forces, a 148 scale Beaufort Mark 1A with RAF pilots, and a 148 scale Heinkel HE111H-8 Paravane.
Oh, that's all the big circle-y thing around it.
Which is like a anti-mine.
Cable cutter.
Yeah, cable cutter was it?
No, you're right. It's a big anti-mine.
Yeah, for magnetic mines. In 72nd scale, 2 new boxings of the Mitsubishi KI-21 Sally, a KI-21-1A with marking options for something other than overall grey, and a Royal Thai Air Force Thailand Heavy Bomber KI-21. That'd be interesting to do that, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't like the Thai Air Force roundels.
Yeah, but it'd be something different. It'd look different.
Yeah, I know. That's the difference that I don't like.
Were they the ones that had during the Second World War? Who was the one that had the elephant?
I don't know.
There was a red rectangle with a white elephant.
I
don't know.
No, sorry. Well, that completes the aircraft news, according to the Falcon. So, civil vehicle news. In September 2023, Revell will release a new tool 1/24th scale kit of the Aston Martin DB5 Goldfinger. It is one of the range of James Bond themed kits that are coming from Revell in 2023, and that is the only one that is all new apparently. So remember how Hella wasn't dead after a period of dormancy post their acquisition by Glow 2B. Hella have suddenly awakened. Behind the scenes, there has been a lot of activity. Mould tooling has been checked and refurbished. Box art has been revamped, and the kit instructions have been redone in colour format. As well as that, Hella/Glow 2B have been working on new toolings. In the civil vehicle realm, there is a new tooling in the 1/24th scale of a car transporter trailer and a multi-type goods trailer. There is also a 24th scale Gordini racing set containing a new car trailer, the very recent Estafette, and a less recent Renault Gordini 8 race car. Hell have teamed up with their new 1/24th scale goods trailer with a Citroen HY van.
You know,
I've got to pat my back getting through that. That was
yes. Okay. A lot of people have been sort of like, because if you watch the Hella video announcing all the new stuff that they're coming out with, the very first thing that they do is the trailer, right? Yeah. It's just like a long trailer that you would put a car on, that you tow behind a car. It's not the most exciting thing to come out of the gate with. So people are like, "Well, what trailer?" But there aren't any other kits of trailers for cars that go on behind other cars. Most of the cars out there are either railroad cars or military trailers. Designed for carrying tanks. Mm-hmm. So I think it's an underrated kit.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they must be confident they're going to sell a few.
Because if you want one, you can't get one up until now.
Yeah.
You had to make it yourself out of plastic card and things, and
Are these ones from Hella single axle or double?
probably double.
Okay. Hella have also produced some new police officer figures in 1/24 scale that can be purchased separately or part of a set with the Citroën Mahari Gendarme. Hella will be also releasing a 1/24 scale kit of the Citroën 2CV. Oh my God. Fourgonette and the Renault 4 Fourgonette. There will be a combination of existing kits and new tool parts. Hopefully in 2023, but more likely 2024, will be a newly tooled 1/24 scale kit of the Massey Ferguson 135 tractor. Hella will also re-releasing selected kits from the catalogue. Don't really have time to list them all here, but if you'd like to know more, check out Hella's 2023 video on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a very long list, and they're mostly like Reeboxes, right?
Yeah. Military vehicle news. Hobby Boss are releasing a 1/16 scale kit of a Panzer 38T. For those playing along at home, yes, this is the Panda kit in a new box.
Yeah.
Border models have announced a 16th scale is just going off the charts at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an old kit, right?
Yeah, it's still, but it's the only kit in, the only game in town at that scale for that particular model.
I guess. Panda. Panda.
Border models have announced a 32nd scale 2-in-1 kit of the Jag Panzer 4 L-70 Alket. The kit will come with 2 complete lower hulls. Do you want 3 return rollers per side or 4? Border says apparently you can have both. Back to Hella again. No new toolings, but Hella are reboxing 4 of ICM's 35th scale French vehicles. The marking options will be different. There's going to be the FCM 36 light tank, the Renault, thank you, AHN2 truck, the Panhard 178 armoured car, and the Lafley towing vehicle. Hello.
Yeah, I remember the Lafley thing. That's that weird car that has the little 2 wheels at the front. Looks like a small car is coming out of the front of a large car.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Hell will be re-releasing their own 35th scale VAB 4x4 with Ukrainian markings. I Love Kit will add to their lineup in 35th scale Lee tanks with the M3A4 medium tank this February. There were 2 marking options, one for the US Army and one for the Red Soviet Army. We heard about new aircraft releases from ICM's 2023 catalogue earlier. What do they have in store for military modelers? Well, they have a 35th scale Kozak-2 Ukrainian MRAP, a 35th scale SD KFZ 251/8 OSF armoured ambulance.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't think anyone's done before.
And a 135th scale Ford MBT Burma Jeep. There are also new 135th scale figures and weapon set, a crew of the Stugner P anti-tank complex, which contains 4 figures and the anti-tank missile launcher.
Wow, so much stuff, isn't there?
No, we're still going on. While not completely new tooling, ICM have a 135th scale EPKWKFZ70 with Zills swinger sockets.
What? You really butchered that one. You just sort of glanced at it and just words, like some mishmash of words came out.
It's a 36 AA mount coming out soon. There'll be 3 marking options, probably all German, I'm guessing. Rifle models are releasing a 35th scale T55A model 1981 with workable track links. Tacom have announced a 35th scale T55AD Drozd. I don't know what that is. AFE Club will release a 35th scale M34 40mm gun motor carriage. Nothing official yet, but officially, Tamiya will... Nothing officially... What did he say there? Nothing officially... Oh, okay. I misread that.
So apparently Tamiya will be releasing a set of 1/35th scale late war German infantry. Mini Art, another one who have published their 2023 catalogue. They're going to be doing a 24th scale Lance Bulldog tractor, mentioned last time. It is there plus several variants. I think we can expect to see pretty much all of the 35th scale Bulldog variants reproduced in the larger scale. Now on to the 35th scale kits. These are marked as new. There's a World War I British Type B armoured lorry, a Stug 3 OS FG 1945 Alkit production, STU H42 OS FG late production, a German 7.5cm anti-tank gun Pack 40 early production, German 7.5cm Pack 40 with elite artillery regiments, a German tractor T60R with a 7.5cm Pack 40 gun and crew I should say. A US Army G7 105 4x4 1.5 tonne panel delivery truck. US Army K5 radio truck with K52 trailer interior kit. A US Army G527 250 gallon water trailer known as a water buffalo. And a US Armoured bulldozer. Also T34/85 Plant 112 done in spring 1944 production. And a US 1-ton cargo trailer known as the Ben-Hur. Also Ukrainian BTR-4E early model. I think the only Pack 40 and BTR-4E are new, but Miniart announced new products right throughout the year, so I'm sure they have a lot more in store for 2023. They also announced a lot of new accessories and figure sets that I could have listed here, but life's too short. I haven't forgotten our ship modelling friends. Oh, well done. Trumpeter will release a 1/350 scale kit of the Deutsche Kriegsmarine H-Class Super Battleship Z-Plan. This is going to be released in February 2023.
Well, it certainly sounds exciting, that one, doesn't it? That's a super duper name. Super Battleship Z-Plan.
And that's just the beginning of the new kits for 2023. If there wasn't something here that excites you, don't despair. There is still a lot more to come. Next time we'll have all the news from Airfix, and I bet you can't wait for that. That's from the Falcon.
Whether you build aircraft, armour, ships, science fiction, cars or figures, the Fine Scale Modeller magazine provides the how-to information you need to take your modelling to the next level. In each issue of Fine Scale Modeller, you'll find clear how-to features on model assembly and finishing written by experts, reviews of the hottest model kits and products, tips and techniques for assembling, painting and finishing, as well as inspiring photos of readers' models. To find out how you can get your copy of Fine Scale Modeller, go to www.finescale.com.
So 2023. What are our plans for 2023? Oh, I'll start with you, Ian, first of all.
Well, actually build a kit. Finish a kit.
Yeah.
I got one done last year. One kit.
What kit?
I'm trying to remember what it was.
You only built one kit, you can't remember which one
I think it was the 80. It was Canadian armoured armoured machine gun carrier.
And you bought so many in that year too.
I bought so many kits, and I'm still buying more kits.
Yes, you are.
But I'm getting right into doing my little figure bases
Right.
at the moment. So got myself a little workbench so I can put all my drop saw and my big orbital sander and all the other goodies on there when I'm working on it. Designed up a new one for busts, which is basically like a cylinder that goes. It's got the top of it's cut about a 30-degree angle.
You know, I think you can
It
get
looks quite nice when they're stained black.
I don't know about Dremel, but I know with the
Proxon.
with the Proxon ones, you can also get like a horizontal mount, so you can almost use it like a lathe.
Yeah.
Almost.
But I've been eyeing off wood turning lathes too. So it could be another step.
Well, I mean, hold on,
aren't you?
Sorry?
Getting right into it, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. Just something different to turn my hand to.
Yeah, I'm glad that I got you onto the black stain.
Yeah.
Because I like the black look.
Yeah, black looks great.
It does. It looks really classy, doesn't it?
And if I get like a wood turning lathe, then I can start doing like more fancier type bases.
You know, I wonder how like the black, what do you call it? The black stain. I can't believe I forgot that word in the space of like 5 seconds. I wonder how that compares to like that sort of flame charred look.
I tried that.
Did you?
Yep.
How'd it go?
No good on pine
Right.
because it basically just expanded the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So you end up with these big freaking channels running throughout the whole thing, and yeah, it just didn't quite work.
Not
as well.
a look that you could actually use for something?
No, not at all. Not at all. Look, maybe, but nothing that I'm working on at the moment.
What do you use on it?
Just a little blowtorch.
Oh, just a little blowtorch. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I was expecting you to say, "Oh no, I just pulled out my lighter."
Waved underneath there for a bit till I burnt my fingers. That'll do.
Holding a pair of barbecue tongs.
But I recently acquired a large rod of Tasmanian oak,
All right, cool.
which is a hardwood.
Yeah.
Which is it cuts really nice because I got a new blade for me drop saw. Ended up going to a 64 or 62 tooth blade, which really does these beautiful cuts and like cuts dead straight now. No, the old blade you never could get a straight 9-degree cut for some reason. It just always want to bend down one way. But with this new blade, it's just smooth as silk, straight down 9 degrees. 30 degrees, 9 degrees, 30 degrees. That's all I do. Bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
Give them a sand on the orbital sander, which is a big bugger. That's about I think it's the disc on it's about, just over a foot.
So yeah, it needs to be though,
It's
because
it
doesn't matter how wide it it's not the width of the disc. It's from the center out that matters, right?
Yeah.
Like no one's putting it against like the entire width of it, right?
No, that's right. But it works great.
Yeah,
it works. And like I knocked out 8 bases yesterday. Got them all up into the. I think it took me about 3 hours.
Hey, you just got to put something on those bases.
Yeah, the only problem with the Tasmanian is with the pine bases is
Right.
what I'm doing is I'm getting a wood. What do you call it? The cuts out like a big round, like a drill, but it cuts out really big round.
Oh, like the circle cutter thing.
Yeah, but not like your round circle. It's like the flat bladed ones that will do like a large hole.
Like a plug, yeah.
Yeah. And what I do is the pine ones is I just drill into the bottom of them.
And you put like the bolt thing.
Bolt and sinkers. Super glue them in it. So it makes the bottoms very heavy.
Yeah.
Which is what you want for a base.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have the setup to do it with hardwood.
Right, okay.
Because I've got to find a special way of clamping the bases and then setting up a bigger jig. So that's something to look forward to in the future.
Okay, so what you need is like a small vice type thing that will like a
but it's not going to damage the timber.
Well, no, that's where you just sandwich 2 pieces of wood on either side of it when you got it in the vice.
Yeah, but even then you run the risk of putting flat spots,
Which
which is what you don't want.
Then use some styrofoam or something.
No, I was thinking I might just cut out some blocks, half circles, and then I can clamp it on either side.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm sure you'll get to it. You know, you could also go to like Clark Rubber and get some sort of foamy rubbery sort of stuff to go on either side of it that can conform to the shape of it.
Totally agree. There's a way around it, but like I said, that's what I've been getting into the last few weeks.
You want one of those machinist's vice, you know, the flat bottomed one that you can just slide underneath your drill press.
I do have one.
Oh, okay, good.
But it's no good for when you got to drill the other side. The only way of doing it would be basically the way I'm thinking of doing it is actually getting a proper wood turning lathe.
Right.
So I can clamp it in there because you can get a proper machinist chuck for those as well.
Right.
So just stick, because one side's on a 30-degree angle, I can slip that bit into the machinist chuck and then put a on the point on the other side where you got your point that actually clamps your wood in. You can swap that over for a drill bit
and then just drill it in that way.
No. Well,
but I could go buy one today. But my main problem is where am I going to store the thing?
Yeah.
and you can't store them outside because they get stolen.
They'll go walking.
Yeah,
Like I'm surprised my U-Butte bench hasn't walked yet.
Bit too hard to lift over the fence.
Yeah, could be it too.
You should maybe chain it up to one of your. Don't you have posts for that little like roof area at the back that hold it up?
Yeah, but that's putting it then on the other side. I've got it up against the wall.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was thinking is I might just bite the bullet and just spend a couple of grand and buy a little garage, buy a little shed.
Yeah.
Put a little shed out the back.
Yeah. You can buy them for less than a couple of grand.
Yeah.
Just
But
as a
I'd
storage
have
thing.
to. The problem is I'd have to do a proper floor for it.
Yeah, just buy a couple of bags of cement.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Put some drainage around it because my backyard floods pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I've got to raise it a bit.
Yeah.
So that could be something I might actually start looking into that today.
There you go.
And that means I can store all my gear in there. Lock-upable. Everything's stored. And all I have to do then is do some woodworking. Plug the power cord in. Open the door. Bang. I can go crazy.
So woodworking is your thing
Wow.
for 2023.
Well, working on my bases, yeah. Who knows? Might find a market for it.
Yeah, you might. What are your plans, Julian?
Well, obviously to finish some kits because I didn't finish that many either.
Yep.
I've got a lot of car kits that I'm currently working on. Like they're all in progress and they're all being chipped away at regularly. So I'm getting things done. Yeah. Let's see. I do have things other than cars to work on. I've got maybe 2 model, armored subjects that I'll be doing in Scandinavian sort of markings. The splinter camo stuff. So who knows if I'll ever finish those. Well, I'll have to finish them before June because that's what they're for. They're for a.
Oh, that's right. I've got to finish that freaking armour stang too.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And then I've got some sci-fi subjects on the go, so hopefully I'll get 2 of those done. The Falcon and the Macross thing. And yeah, so those are the ones at the forefront of my mind. Those 2 armor subjects, those 2 sci-fi subjects, and then the 3 car kits that I've currently got
Right.
running on at the moment. I won't do anything else today because the rest of today's booked up. But tomorrow I should be able to, well, maybe tonight, but I should be able to get decals on the Gallant and then move on to clear coating that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. I want to get those decals on. It's got some weird things because it is a Hasegawa kit like the last kit that I did, the Mazda Cosmo. But the difference is that the Cosmo is a bit of a premium kind of subject for Hasegawa, whereas this one's not. And it comes with some little bits of photo etch for the badges, but I'm not going to use them because they're too flat, and I would need to cut off the existing raised badges and things, and I don't know. It seems stupid. I'll go and have to think of something else. Also, good thing about buying 3 car kits at once, that some of them come with extra number plate, registration plate.
So you can swap them between kits.
Well, yeah, because I want them all to have proper number plates, not the name of the car. I don't like that look.
No,
I want it because it's a model of a subject. I want it to be as if it's in a real setting.
What scale are they?
124.
I'm pretty sure I've got a heap of 124 scale photo etch number plate surrounds.
Yeah, but what I want, because they're Japanese cars, I want Japanese number plates for them.
Yep.
You've seen what those look like. They're a bit oddball.
Yeah, they're very squarish, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very squarish, and they've got region-specific aspects to them so that you know exactly where that car is from in Japan, kind of thing. I don't know the details because obviously I don't live in Japan. I don't drill down into these aspects. I just want, if I could redo the Lotus, I would put the yellow number plates on for being actually in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I didn't, because they did come in the kit. The reason I didn't is because they didn't give you generic ones. They give you the ones from the actual James Bond movie or whatever it was, and I didn't want to put those on.
Right.
I don't want those ones. I want just something generic, not specific.
Well, you got your silhouette cutter. You can make your own.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I can't, because that's getting a little too small for the silhouette cut to do.
Yeah, it's beyond his capabilities.
It's a bit too small. Like, you really need decals for that sort of thing. And you can get decals of just nothing but number plates, but you can never friggin' find them. They're never in stock.
Oh, right. I get you. Yep.
And then and that's before you even get down to country specific, like USA number plates, Japanese number plates, European number plates. That
Go
kind
to
of
some
thing.
of the Japanese websites, hobby stores.
Yes, which I will be able to do when I'm in Japan, and you can bet your
there you
ass
go.
I will
Yeah,
buy
there you go.
them when I'm there. But if you try to order them online, good luck to you.
Yeah,
because
okay.
you can't even search for that, and people don't stock them.
Yeah.
It's the car equivalent of, like, say, the decal sheets for planes that are just another sheet full of roundels,
Yeah.
or Hinamarus,
Yeah.
and no one seems to stock it. So I'm in a little bit of a bind at the moment, because I don't like coming back to previously built model kits. I don't like coming back to them later and going, oh yeah, I'll just fix that bit later
Yeah.
when I've got the thing.
Yeah.
But until then, it's considered done.
I'm the
No,
same.
I don't want to do that. When it's done, and I'm not touching it anymore.
Yeah, I'm the same. Well, for 2023, for me, obviously it's going to be good. 2022 is quite good. I think I got about 7 kits finished.
You did
done
well.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty surprised myself, actually. In fact, I think it might even be 8 with 1, 2, 3 that ended up being put back in the box. And so I did quite a few last year. This year I've got, obviously it's going to be the 3D printer, which will be the one to sort of start kicking off at some point. But I really want to tackle this year the Mac Soyuz rocket. unless of course I can find an STL file for it online somewhere, and I'll just print the darn thing out.
Oh my god!
But
Could you imagine what Dave's going to look like when he's finished doing that thing? He'll be, his eyebrows will be hanging over his eyeballs by about an inch. He'll be knuckle dragging on the ground. He'll have a big club and all his stonework and tools.
No, it won't be that bad.
Be modelling back in the Stone Age working on that thing, mate.
And of course, obviously, as I mentioned earlier on in the show, we've got 4 model shows to get to this year, one of which is in New Zealand, which I'm quite excited about.
Me too. That's going to be so much fun. Catch up with our New Zealand buddies.
Yeah, and also the South Australian trip. That'll be good. It's about a 8-9 hour drive across there, and then of course back to Canberra again, providing none of them sort of clash with each other.
But Kiwi Land is going to be so much fun.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
We've got to try the old joke on them. Anyway.
What's the joke?
We Australians, we shear our sheep. We're New Zealanders
They
go,
don't
we
shear
don't
with sheep.
Well, I'm
shear
sure
our
that-
sheep with nobody.
I'm sure they won't see it coming now that you've mentioned it on the podcast.
Get some good old traditional fush and chops.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's going to be good.
Gonna have a ball. Gonna have an absolute ball. Because we're going for a week too, not just going for the show now. Well, they may as well see something.
I want to go to Hobbiton.
Yeah, Hobbiton's all right. I really want to go to Weta.
Well, Weta and Hobbiton, aren't they close?
I presume they'd be close with
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't know much about New Zealand.
Maybe do your homework.
Yeah, we'll be.
But Weta's got to be one of the
Yeah,
places we go.
Weta's definitely.
Weta.
Yeah.
Go see Weta, because apparently that joint's just amazing.
No. So that should be really cool. The other thing I've got to sort of tackle this year is think about going through my stash and thinning the herd a bit.
Again?
Yeah. There's just stuff in there that I'm never going to get to, man. So,
What?
Well, I've got like 8 kits of an M113. 3 of them are AFV. One's Tamiya and 2 are Academy. And I'm not going to build that many APCs. I'm probably going to build 2 or 3. So I might start offloading some of them.
Well, I'm the same. I got countless P40s, countless P51s, countless Spitfires.
I've got a Bismarck sitting there that I'm never going to build. I've got
the Tirpitz and the Scharnhorst.
Yeah, so it's time to thin the herd a bit, I think, and just start.
I remember when I got that Scharnhorst, I got that I got that half price.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, exactly half price. The local toy build. The
Yeah,
Fountain Gate was closing
I
down,
remember when that happened.
and they had the 50% off everything in store. So I popped in there, a couple of model kits, and the Scharnhorst there. Normally it went for about $200 in a normal hobby shop, and 50% off. Grab that. Grab a 48 scale F111.
No, I used to go in there.
I spent probably about $600, but $1,200 worth of kits.
Yeah, I went in there and I never bought anything because it was always so expensive.
And then when they had their 50% off sale, everything was so cheap.
Yeah.
I've got a whole heap of 144 scale bombers that I've bought, and I've sort of rethunk.
So Dave Scales gone on the back burner, has it?
I think I might go to the Well of Tears, to tell you the truth. I've just
Bit too small, huh?
Gone off it.
Yeah.
What about armour?
I'm still keen on building at least one type of every armoured vehicle the Australian Army used, so I'm slowly building that collection up.
Okay.
So that's definitely a goal.
Does that include like armoured vehicles or vehicles used by the Army?
One example of every armoured vehicle they use, be it car or tracked. So I've got to start getting some armoured cars.
Model T that I bought from ICM, the
I'll have to get one.
That's
of them
not armoured though.
No. So it'd be an armoured car,
It's not even an armoured car.
not a soft skin.
It's just a.
It's an armed car.
No,
It's armed. Yeah, it's armed. Not
armoured. Armoured. Listen to me. Armoured. So that's. I'll keep all that stuff, and I'm I've got to get some of the armoured cars. I haven't got them all yet.
Oh, there's some nice armoured
In fact,
cars.
our mate from Model Club, Robert, he's building a Staghorn, I think it is.
All right. Yep.
I'm pretty sure we use them.
Staghound.
Staghound. Thank you.
Yep.
That's what I was looking for. They end up with our reserve units.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's a big car.
I know. Yeah.
I know that. Who was it? Copper State's releasing another British armoured car.
They're always releasing another one.
This one's like a
And you're
truck.
always in the process of
This
buying
one's
it.
like a truck.
Yeah, World War One stuff.
Yeah, good groovy stuff, man.
Oh, I've got all my World War One tanks that I want to hang on to, so I want to build them. So I'm going to get cracking on that. I love World War One stuff. This looks so kooky.
It looks so cool.
It does. It's just like the wacky races on
Trench
Trench Warfare.
races. Oh, what's that? The Great Race or whatever it is? You know, the one.
Wacky
with-
Races.
The Wacky Races,
Is it
yeah.
Wacky? Is it Wacky Race?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
Catch a
actual name of
pigeon.
Yep.
So when I was a kid, there was a few different sort of versions of that sort of concept. There was like cartoon versions as well.
Well, the cartoon version, and there was the one that was in the air, and that was it the show called Catch My Pigeon? Catch the Pigeon?
Catch the Pigeon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was awesome. They should do a computer game of that. That'd be fun. Anyway,
I always wanted them to do a quick computer game called Smurf Hunt.
Smurf Hunt.
Yeah, where you're the guy with the whippersnipper or the brush cutter,
Yeah.
and you go after the Smurfs. Take that, you little blue bugger.
You can do that. You can do that as an app on the phone, one of those little game apps that make you a fortune.
Smurf
Hunt. And that's it pretty much for 2023. The other interesting thing is that as a podcast, we are on the cusp of crossing the threshold of 500,000 downloads. I think we're short by about, as we go to air, about 4,000. So by the end of this month, we should be there, which is pretty impressive. And it's 7th season as well. So that's another big feather in our cap.
Yep.
And we never thought that we'd get this far when we first started out, did we, Ian?
No, we thought, I'd probably do a dozen, and people get sick of it real quick.
Yeah, I had sort of 50 in mind, but anyway.
Yeah, the one actually what I was looking at.
Yes.
I don't know if it's British, but from Copper State Models will be releasing this year in 1/35th scale a Garford Putilov. I'm Must be.
Oh, the Pudilov armored car.
Yeah, is it Russian, is it?
Yeah, it's Russian.
It's an armoured truck.
It's a weird thing.
It's huge.
So it's got like a cannon with only a small amount of traverse at one end, and then you've got at the other end, you've got machine guns mounted on the sides that only have like less than 180 degrees
yes.
Yes.
traverse. It's weird.
And what about that big Russian thing that is that being built by some company this year?
Yeah, well, depends if they're still going ahead, but they asked if anyone was interested, and a lot of us said yes, and that was the Tsar tank.
The Tsar tank, yeah.
By Copper State and 135th scale. That'd be huge.
In what scale?
135th.
Yeah, it'd be
Mate,
too
those
big.
wheels would be at least 2 foot tall.
That'd be a monster. I'd definitely have something like that. I'd love that.
What a conversation piece.
So steampunk.
Yeah. What a conversation piece. People just come and go, what the heck is that?
I know.
It's real. They did make one.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be better doing it in 70-second scale, no?
Yeah, but then you're not scale constant, aren't you, Dave?
I know, but I'm just thinking of the size and all of that.
Mm.
I mean, you've got to.
Oh, look,
sort of-
I've got some things in my collection that aren't scale constant,
yeah,
mainly because, well, they're cool.
yeah.
And it was shiny and I liked it. Ooh, it's shiny. I like it. I must have it.
There's nothing worse than being distracted by something, isn't there?
Oh,
You go,
terrible.
that.
That's terrible. Like, jeez, I'm going to be spending some money when we finish.
Well, actually, that's what I need to. Well, I need to sort of keep on track as to what I want, not get distracted this year as much as I do normally. However, having said that, we're about to go over to Mace Place because he's announced that he's selling some of his stash, so we basically will be there.
So, yeah, we're going to head, as soon as we finish recording, we're jumping in the cars and heading straight down there. And
Yeah.
I may be coming home with a Hasegawa Skyhawk.
Ooh,
Rare.
They are very rare Hasegawa Skyhawks.
Mm.
And it's going to be for the Australian version. You're doing it for the Australian Navy?
A4G, hopefully.
Oh, there you go.
Unless it's a model I can convert to a G. I'm not familiar with Skyhawks enough. But
Now-
I do know this kit comes with a set of Ronin decals,
Yep,
which means it'd have the Ronin do the Australian decals,
yep.
which means it'd have the RAN
Yep.
decals in there.
Yep.
Hopefully with the, what are they, red and white checkers?
Well, that's one of the schemes. Yep.
Which I reckon looks pretty cool.
I'm just trying to think what the other scheme is. It's
Because, geez, I don't buy many jets,
no, you don't.
but I like the scooter. The scooter's pretty cool.
I've always loved the Scooter. It's such a cool aircraft. Ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, they just look so freaking cool. I always remember us watching that film footage from the 70s when they're doing those napalm runs with the scooters. Oh, wow. Freaking amazing.
And it looks like a fun aircraft to fly if you're a pilot. Not I'm a pilot, but if you were a pilot, it looks like a pilot's aircraft, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
Just
Definitely,
you shoehorned into this, little cockpit, and
Yep.
you got this little aircraft sort of, lovely.
Looks like a lot of fun.
And I do have a couple of models of the A4 Skyhawk. I've got one which is a paint mule. I think I mentioned that earlier on the show, which is an Airfix one. I think I've got another one in my stash as well. Yeah, I must dig that out maybe and build it one day.
Yes, I've been motoring. I'm still doing little bits and pieces every couple of days on the figure I'm working on at the moment. I'm doing that for the small subjects group build.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, my first resin bust ever. Which is
Speaking of small subjects, there's a whole host of other podcasts for you to listen to.
yes, notice there's a heap of new ones on our listing too. So
there
new
is.
guys have popped out left, right, and centre.
So if you go to modelpodcast.com, it'll give you a full listing of scale modelling podcasts around the world, of which there is the Plastic Model Mojo, Model from Ukraine podcast, Scale Model podcast from Canada, Just Making Conversations from the UK. There is Micro Machines podcast, which is a whole host of people from around the world. The Plastic Posse podcast, Built Sideways. Model Boyega Podden, which is a Swedish modelling podcast. And we've got quite a few listeners from up that way of the world as well. So please go and check them out. Of course, the Model Geeks, which are always fun and funny to listen to. Small Subjects, and
our good friends over at Sprue Cutters Union. But just go to modelpodcast.com. It'll give you all the links to those particular shows. Go and check them out. We're all good mates, and they've got great shows.
And you can spend a whole day just on the bench listening to podcasts.
You could. All right, I think that brings us to the end of the show, so we might wrap up. So I'll say goodbye to Ian.
Goodbye, Dave. Goodbye, Julian. Goodbye, listeners.
Yes, goodbye.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a fortnight, and then, as I said, we're going on a 4-week break. So, but more of that on the next show.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to 2023, and hope you all have a good year. Catch you later.